Greetings, comrades. Hope this finds you well. Quick shout out to INN, the Indian News Network, which I'm stoked to be a part of. So, shout out to Candace Owens for asking Trump during the interview she had with him why he didn't pardon Julian Assange or Edward Snowden. And not surprisingly, Trump gave a very, mealy mouth, word salad type response. It was like, well, one of them's kind of a spy, the other one, not so much. I just wanted to let the courts play it out. There was good people and bad people on both sides of the issue. So not taking any type of accountability for being completely on the wrong side of history on this issue, which isn't surprising. Trump, in his stands like to talk about how, he's anti-establishment. He's for the people. He's for the people. He's anti-establishment, when maybe some of his rhetoric was like that when in office, but his actions were completely in line with the, corporate, pro-war, pro-imperialist, pro-white supremacist, pro-capital, segments of the establishment, which is, all the establishment is pro-war, pro-U.S. imperialism, pro-capitalism, right, pro-military industrial complex. And it needs to be pointed out, the extradition proceedings against Julian Assange started under the Trump administration and have been continued under the Biden administration. And again, Trump can't really take any type of responsibility for just being a complete hack, a complete tool of U.S. imperialism and the military industrial complex. And again, the only reason the U.S. empire is trying to extradite Julian Assange to the U.S. is because he exposed the crimes of the U.S. empire, and to make an example of him for future, potentially for future, journalists who cover, issues of U.S. empire, U.S. war, U.S. imperialism, to make them think twice about it. And again, it's not surprising that Trump didn't pardon Assange or Snowden, because again, his actions while in office showed who he served. He served the military-industrial complex. He served white supremacy, both internally and abroad, and capitalism as well. So it's completely in character with how his administration was ran to, go after Assange and to not pardon him, even though he had the chance to. But shout out to Candace Owens for asking him that question. I doubt anybody in the mainstream media, whether liberal or conservative, whether it's MSNBC, CNN, or Fox, I doubt any of the hacks on those networks would ask him why he didn't, stand up for Assange or, Edward Snowden. Obviously, they should both be pardoned. Obviously, there's a huge amount of political prisoners already in the United States that don't get a whole lot of attention, like Mumia Abu-Jamal, Leonard Peltier. I believe he's been in prison for 46 years. He was one of the people involved in the AIM movement, the American Indian movement, right? And he's been in prison 46 years for his involvement in that. Mumia Abu-Jamal has been in prison for several decades as well. He's another political prisoner in the United States. There's a lot of them. And, obviously Trump didn't pardon any of those people, including, Assange and Snowden, which, again, like sometimes he can kind of tap into that populist, rhetoric, like NAFTA. They Clinton, supported NAFTA, and that's why all your jobs, got outsourced. That's why all these plants closed, while, supporting the same type of fucking disastrous trade policies while in office. So it's like liberals and conservatives, which is, the far right and the very far right, particularly from an economic perspective, they can sometimes tap into that quote-unquote populist rhetoric, while in office they definitely govern for the minority, the capitalist class that is the puppet masters for both the Democrat and Republican parties, hence why it's a corporate duopoly, right? So not surprising that Trump didn't pardon them, and not surprising that he gave this mealy mouth response to Candace Owens very legitimate question of why he did not pardon either of them. So shout out to Candace Owens. Definitely don't agree with a lot of her politics, but at least she had the courage to answer, or to ask Trump why he didn't pardon Snowden or Assange, right? Like the video if you like the damn video. Subscribe for more content. All part of the people. Peace. Much love. Quick shout out to the 2 Uber comments. Part of my channel, my partner, and Indie Left News.